Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Games Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a painting video. Now from time to time I try and squeeze a sneaky painting video in. We do have the Monday painting video, which is voted on by you guys. We'll say from time to time I do try and sneak a painting video in. And with my new hours in work, it actually makes it a bit more viable for me to do that. So if you're new to the channel, sit back, buckle up, because it's an interesting video today. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. As you would have seen from the thumbnail, I'm going to paint Kairos Fateweaver. It's such a huge model. And the reason I'm doing this and he's not been put into the Monday painting, voting and everything else, or sorry, the weekly Wednesday voting to be painted up Monday, is there's such vast detail on this guy that I don't want to be under pressure to try and get him done in a day. So my wet palettes here is still from painting the Eldo Wraithlord. There's only one colour on here I want to use. So I'm going to crack on with that, which is the Nagraph Night. So I'm going to crack on with that. I'm going to let's get a start on that actually. What I'm going to do. I'm going to come in. I've watered this right down, and I'm going to come in and just paint all of the flesh. Now he's got a lot of bone and a lot of bits sticking out as well, but I just want to get all the fleshy parts. This is very difficult because there's so much of him. And I'm only going to do a little bit on camera. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. So I've really watered this down because I want to get into all the nooks and crannies and all the muscle joints and everything else. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. Right, so normally I do my wet palette. I shade the wet palette and then, paint the model. It's battle ready. Now I'm going to take it beyond battle ready. Now, the two things with this particular model, because of the sheer scale of it and the way I want to do certain things on it, I'm going to be doing things that would be considered to be beyond battle ready standard, but it's not even finished yet. Okay, so there won't be, this is ready for battle ready, now take it beyond. And with the wet palette, I'm going to just add the colours as I need them. So I put some Nagraph Night on there because there's a few little areas that were, after the first coat, was looking a bit dark, and I'll just add a little bit more watered down Nagraph Night onto them just to lighten them up a little bit more. And I've got some Youth and Grey on wet palette. I'm going to give you a quick glimpse. Nice dark purple tone to him straight away. So with the Youth and Grey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to paint all of these feathers. He's got feathers everywhere. So I'm going to use this big brandy brush and get as much of the feathers as possible on his wings. I'm going to try and get to every nook and cranny. But he's got feathers on his legs, just there. He's got feathers on up here on his shoulder. He's got feathers on his other leg. So there is a lot to do. But he's also got these lovely little bits hanging off of his wings that I don't want to really particularly get. So I'm just going to come in with the watered down Youth and Grey and just give it try and get one coat, one thin down coat, and try to, you can see the black coming through the wings here. I'm trying to avoid that. So here we are so far. Purple looks nice. The feathers look nice. Some really crazy ideas for this guy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some white scars onto the wet palette, and then I'm going to come back and show you what I'm going to do with that. So what I'm going to do with these white scars, I'm going to come along, I want to get the ends of each feather Yeah, and I'm going to come up into the next level up, do the same thing again. Get each ends of each of these feathers. Now I might have to go through this a couple of times to get it so it's really white. I'm going to crack on and do that. Right, of course, when I showed you first of all, I forgot to do his robes. And I forgot to do the leg feathers. So they're all done. You can already see how the wings are looking, starting to come along with that white. Now I might need a little bit more of a quick little brush of white along there. But the back of him's coming along nicely. Same again with this one, might need a little few strokes of white. But for the minute I'm going to go for the next colour. Now I've been in Haring because I didn't want to do the claws and all of that with Screaming Skull and then just put a Skeleton Horde wash over it. I think it needs a little bit more than that. So what I'm going to do, I've got some corn red on the wet palette here. So I'm going to go in for some of that. And I'm going to paint all of his claws with corn red. His fingernails, all of that sort of stuff. And that's that on his leg, that's a gold little thing. He's got all this hair coming up the side of his head as well. And he's got this clumps of hair at the back here. Just there, that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go off camera and do all of those bits. He's got a bit on his neck as well. There's so much detail on this model. It's absolutely amazing. Now I think the corn red has just exploded this model in a big way. Especially on those feathers and the wings. I think it's really exploded it. Are these flames coming off of him? Or are they? They're a part of his armour, don't they? So we'll leave that as part of his armour for now. Well, the feet look good. Don't worry about how bright the red looks at the moment. That's how it's going to dry. Do you mean that dark red? And so now I'm going to come in with some Talazar blue contrast paint. And some my regulars would have said to themselves, when's he bringing the contrast paint? Because he's adding some Earthen Grey and some white and stuff. And what I'm going to do, the wings. The wings are not finished. They're still going to have another stage done on them after this. I'll show you how the bottom of it looks. See how the bottom of it looks lighter because you put the white there. And I'm literally going to painstakingly paint every feather going down. Right, so usually when I show you this trick with the Earthen Grey and a bit of white scars and the contrast paint, it comes out nice, looks great, fantastic. But I think this particular model on the feathers has just really just pushed it out the park already. And it's still a little bit shiny because that side's still a little bit wet. Let's see if we can get a better light on this one. Like that. Now, all those little black wings are bits that are hanging in his wings. That is just absolutely exceptional. It's such a simple technique as well, especially if you look at this part, look, it's all goes really light and then the darker, lighter, darker. Just absolutely as bird feathers would look. As soon as the light hits it as well, I know it's still shimmering because it's wet. But that is just, they're still not finished with that, so there's still more to do on it. Wow. So the next thing I'm going to do is come in with some Eldari Emerald Contrast Paint. And I'm going to paint his robes at the front. So these robes here, I'm just going to give them Eldari Emerald. going to go off camera and do the rest of them. Right. The green's still wet. Get you a general idea. So all them little scales at the back are going to really pop off when I come to the next stage of that. I'm not finished with the contrast paint. There still could be more contrast paint, should I say. Definitely on the tongues. But for a minute I'm going to let it dry. I'm just actually blown away how great the wings look. Absolutely fantastic. I'm still not finished with that. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a little while, and then we'll come back in for the next bit. So here's where we're at. Those wings are absolutely fantastic. They are just still not finished with them, but they're still amazing. So what I'm going to do now is, I've got some Retributor armor on the wet palette. I want to start applying gold to things. Now, there's a lot of stuff on here that could be gold, but I don't want to do them as gold because there's so much on here. So I'm going to start applying some Retributor armor. The first thing I'm going to do is, I don't know if that part of the beak there is that beak, or is that just a covering of the beak. I can see a little bit there. The bottom half of that looks like it's actual beak. I do have a plan for the beak. There's just so much here. This is going to be a very tedious task. I don't even know. Oh my goodness me, there's so much. I should really start with the bits that I know I want as gold, and then work from there. Right, I'm going to go off camera and start doing some Retributor armor on bits. But before I lift the model up and show you, I've now put some Morphine Brown on the wet palette. There we are. I'm sure I saw a ring on one of his fingers. I can't seem to see it now. But anyway, now I'm going to come in with some Morphine Brown. And some of you are going to probably fall off your seat, spill your drink, etc. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to paint his staff. Now, is this the staff of tomorrow, or is this I can't remember what the way staff's called, but it's one of his primary weapons anyway. So I'm not going to show all of this on camera. I just want to get a nice brown base coat on there. And I've used Morphine Brown before, and it's absolutely a lovely colour. It goes on nice, it dries nice. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of that, even though I may have strayed off camera there. If I do stray off camera in this model, look at the size of it. I do apologise. The wings keep hitting the table and hitting the Death Jester and other bits and pieces I have sitting there. But anyway, I'm going to carry on with this staff. I'll come back to you then. Right, so there's his staff now. Now I'm going to come in with some Euphron Grey. And I'm going to get these bits, both sides. I'm also going to pick out all of these little, I don't know what they're called, but chicken bits on his legs. I'm going to pick them all out. So I'm going to go off camera. He's got a few bits on his legs here as well. There's some bits here. I'm going to pick them out, come back to you again. Right, so now we can see I chucked some white scars actually on his tongues and his teeth as well, just because. Now I've got some lead belcher on the wet palette. I'm going to come in with lead belcher. One thing I'm going to do is pick out all of these little bits that are on on his wings. I don't think there's going to be very much. I will pick out, say, like the horns, the little metal flames that are up on his helmet here. Because I need to break up this metallics and the gold a little bit more. What's I'm going to do? Pick up maybe this bit here, just to give a bit of a difference and break everything up. I think that's a bit here. This is going to be the most painstaking part on these wings. He's got a belt on with loads of decoration on it. So much decoration. I might give that just a coat of lead belcher and then come in with some bits and pieces afterwards. So I'm going to go off camera and do this, and I'm going to come back to you again. Right, so now I'm going to come with some Druky Violet, back to the shade and contrasting stage of this again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some, I'm going to wash these. The wrong brush, of course I have. I'm also going to do this gold, hanging up here. And give me a lovely purpley goldy look. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash the back of this book. So I did the silver on it as well. So even though I just didn't show you what I just did with the silver, but so I did all the gems on the staff, on the hand, where else are the gems, all the bits on the wings. So I'm going to do Druky Violet, and I'm going to come back to you again. Next, I'm going to come in with some Polar Glacier contrast paint. Sorry, my thumb's in the way there. So have a look at that purple. That's looking still wet, but it looks nice. So the book looks nice. The little thing on top looks nice. The Polar Glacier, I'm going to come in and paint this. The Polar Glacier is a contrast paint, so it might, I say it might need a couple of coats, I don't know, because it's a very, very thin like contrast paint. Hopefully it doesn't. Now I'm going for another crazy moment. I'm going to come in with some striking Scorpion green contrast paint. This is a very, I think I've used it once, I can't remember on what, but it's a very, I know it's a very bright colour. So I'm going to do it on all of these bits. Too much. Very, very bright. Really brings your attention to the feet as well. It's the wing hitting the camera. One thing with this model is so huge, trying to get the right angle on it. It's just very difficult sometimes. No, I think that looks absolutely... it'll probably dry and dull down itself a little bit, but I think that looks absolutely... just really pings off that purple nicely. That's without any highlights or anything on the purple. Now I'm going to come in with some Fallopius pink contrast paint. And this is going to be for all of the gems. So all the gems that I've already gone around and painted silver, like this one here. See, they're not really standing out that too well at the moment on the staff. I'm not too bothered about that because there's still lots more to do to the staff. Where else was there gems? It's just, there's so much detail in this model. It's unbelievable. Got one on his hand, if I can get in there and get that on camera. I did actually paint the eye on his hand with a little blob of white, so now I'm going to come in with the pink. Chuck it on there so it stands out a little bit more. One hook up on his helmet. I'll get his tongue whilst I'm here because this on the Fallopius pink on white scars comes out very fleshy. Did that on Vashtar. It looks absolutely amazing. Sorry, I keep knocking that camera. It's not me, it's the wing. This is one of us hitting the camera all the time. Does he have any ideas? Some gems up on this. I'm going to go off camera and just look around for some more gems. But as you can see on his wrist there, it's looking very nice. Now I could have gone with Talazar blue, but I didn't want to go with the blue with the blue wings and all of that. And I'm going to come back to with some Eldari Emerald. And with this colour, I'm going to pick out all of these bits. Right, so whilst I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to give you a quick flick around the model. And some of you are going to be like scratching your heads up, why has he done that? Why has he done this? Just trust me, all will be revealed by the end. I actually went a bit mad with the Fallopius pink as well on a few bits. I'm not sure what to do in this middle bit here. It looks nice with the silver on it, but there's so much detail there. I need to do something to break it up, and I'm not entirely convinced with this, but I'm going to sort that out afterwards once it's all dry. I do like that. I think that's come out really nice on top. And there's a gem in his mouth as well, which is Fallopius pink. The book looks nice. The bits on top of his up there look lovely. His gems on his head and on all of that looks nice, and his arm. I think the legs come out nice as well. It's not a very, it's not like a green that's green. It's all just, well, it's green, but it doesn't, it gives you like a camouflage type look, which is nice for something like that. So I'm going to leave that to dry now. And then when I come back, I'll be moving on to the next bits. Right, so now that all that's dried, let's have a look. Look at that, that's absolutely fantastic. That's not the, you know, not my overall goal what I wanted, but it's still okay. The bits like that on the leg look fantastic. I think the striking scorpion green there looks absolutely amazing. Just takes that little bit away from the purple, which is great. A nice purple glow to that gold, which is absolutely fantastic. So now I'm going to come in with, I had to set up a whole new wet palette. I've got the colours on the wet palette now. I'll show you. Runelord Brass, Lothern Blue, Empress Children Pink, and Genestealer Purple. So I'm going to start with some Runelord Brass, and the whole aim of this Runelord Brass is I'm going to do all the metallic bits that are left. I'm just going to come in and get, just to add a bit of different colour from the silver or gold or anything like that. A bit on his back as well I'm going to do. So some armour panels on his leg there. I'm going to go off camera and do those. So there's what the back of his neck looks like now. So you can see there's a difference between the two metals. Same up here, you can see the nice little difference between the two. Now I'm going to come in with some Genestealer Purple. And here's the bit I'm, you know, I'm not really sure with, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I'll water it right down on the wet palette. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, and this is very painstaking. It's too much on the brush, I think. And like all the muscle bits on him, I'm just going to, too much, yeah, I know it's too much. We come in and just give them a touch of Genestealer Purple. Just to brighten up that Nagara of Night a little bit. Again, I'm not going to do all of this on camera. I'm only going to do a bit of it so you can see. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest. Here we are. I can hear that scraping of the wings. I keep knocking the wings off the table, and just really making me nervous. I want to break those wings now. I need to do something with this. I don't really like this. It's not come out the way that I wanted. So I'm going to come in with some Lothern Blue. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in and add some right to the end. To all the sharp points. There is a layer of paint so it will go on bright but dull itself down. I'll give this a couple of coats just on the just sharpest edge of edges. I'll do that, come back, do it again, you know, and when I've finished with it I'll come back and show you. Right, whilst I'm waiting for that to dry a little bit, I'm going to come in, I've added some white scars to the wet palette. I'm going to come in with some white scars. And I'm going to get the pages on this book. I had a really crazy idea. It's an out there idea. I'm going to show you this quickly. Right, so what I'm going to do now, take some more white scars. I'm going to run it along the edge of the feathers. Not all of the feathers, just these outside. So I'm going to go, what the hell are you doing? I've got a crazy idea and I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to do all the feathers. I'm going to come back to you when I've done that. Right, so my crazy idea was to do the white across the top there, like as you can see, yeah, and then come in with some niblet green and just dry brush over the top to give it like a little greeny glow on the end of the wings. But like when I've done it on the bottom here, I actually like the white. I was going to come in with some Lothern blue and dry brush the wings to give me that little, bit of blue. But I don't know. I think the white across the wings is going to make it really pop even more. I don't think the Lothern blue will do it justice properly. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I just don't think. I think it'd be too blue. I think the white really breaks it up real nicely. So what I'm going to do is making sure there's nothing else I need to do. Okay. So I've got Troll Slayer Orange on the wet palette. And what I'm going to do is come in with some Troll Slayer Orange. And I'm going to highlight all the red bits, the hair. The Troll Slayer Orange, again, is a layer paint, so it will go and brighten dot itself down. And I want to get his nails on his feet as well. And when you're doing claws like this, you want to start from the tip and pull it back, especially with layer paints. So the base colour underneath, if there's any bit that I miss with the orange, the base colour underneath will come through. I keep wondering off camera because it's such a huge model. Oh, that's the wing, see? Keep knocking the wing on everything. Oh my goodness me again. Sorry guys. It's not the easiest model to film painting. It really isn't. So I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of those. And the bits up here and just spikes on here. And I'll come back to you next. So here we are now. And this looks a lot better. So what I'm going to do, the clothes look lovely. They're absolutely fantastic. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to come with Emperor's Children. And I was debating this or not, but I said no, there is some bits in it that needs to be done. And I'm going to dry brush the body because there is veins and stuff sticking out. So I want to give it a quick dry brush. That might be a bit too much. I'm wondering off camera, I do apologise. It's such a huge model. You can't really. It's so difficult to keep it all in focus or keep it on camera. I know my focusing work needs a little bit of extra attention by myself. So I do sometimes focus out, or the camera decides it's going to focus on something that's not interesting, like my hand or the blue map behind. Right, so what I've decided now, I am actually going to, so you can see the wing, I'm actually going to dry brush the wing white, because I think the idea I was going to go with the Niblet green across the edge, just to really like brighten them up and make them look like they're exuding like chaos power or something. I don't think the Niblet green is going to do that with the blue. Here on these, yes, because it'll give it like a light effect, but I don't think it'll do anything with the wings itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some white scars, I'll start with an easy one first of all. Let's go for it. It's too much white, you idiot. No stress, no panic, because the white will dull itself down. I'm going to go off camera and do the rest, because I think I just messed that one up. Right, as you can see, that looks fantastic. Now I'm going to come with Niblet green. Niblet green is a dry paint, so everyone that hasn't used with dry paint before, it looks like that. It doesn't look like paint at all, but as soon as you put a brush to it, it does start acting like paint, but doesn't flow. Just very, it's very easy to move around. I'm going to come in, get some of my brush, push some off into tissue, and I'm going to come in and just gives you such an amazing effect. Especially you'll see a bit more, you'll see a bit better in a second, shall I say, when I start putting it onto the other part of the model. Now what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to dry brush the cloak. So dry brush, carefully dry brush the cloak. Not the cloak, sorry, the robes, especially this bit at the back here. Because that bit has all scales on it. Now I'm going to dry brush each one of these. This is why I did the white first of all. Like the dry brush the wings the white first of all. I wasn't going to, I was going to do it. Now you can see that there's like a glow effect coming off them. You'll see a bit on this one because I get a better angle from this one. So I'm going to do the other side now. I'm going to come back to you then. Right, and with that, he is done. So I'm going to bring you down, show you some pretty pictures, because it's such a huge model. It's just hard to get it right on the video, but I can actually take some good pictures of him and show you some good, bits of him. I actually thoroughly enjoyed painting this model. I'm glad he's done. It's a good model, and it's a great model to have on the battlefield as well, on the table, and hopefully he'll be hitting the table soon. So guys, a massive thank you to everyone who watched this video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so I don't miss anything. So if you've got any comments or anything, chuck them below as always. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to share this video to more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll show you some pretty pictures. Until next time, guys, take it easy.